in Goldman, they're trading nearly 3 times normal volume. Goldman's down hard. As much as Morgan is up, Goldman is down. And, you know, you don't need to understand a lot about the stock market to know why. If one in the wealth management space is doing really well, the other in the wealth management space doesn't have to do badly, because there are literally tens of, you know, not tens of thousands, but there are many big firms in wealth management. But Goldman was one of the ones that really is the gold standard. And for them to not be drawing interest into Goldman Sachs right now is worrisome for Goldman. That's why we're seeing 3 times the volume to the downside.
Well, and investment banking, Jon, I mean, that's down 48% for Goldman Sachs. Just let that sort of sink in for you right now, because when you look at the earnings, here's another great example, Jon. Their earnings, $3.32. Now, you say, well, what does that really mean? Well, a year ago, it was almost $11. It was $10.81. That gives you some perspective. Also, they were looking for $5.50. They got in $3.32. That's not so good. Those are some really bad numbers. So it's surprising to me, Jon, that they're struggling as much as they are in certain aspects of their business, because, hey, we always talk about the fact that Goldman Sachs is a monster hedge fund. I will point out this, though. When you look at Goldman Sachs, Jon, just let's go back a couple of months. This was a $300 stock. It was actually under $300, but it was right around that 300 level. It had a great run up towards 400. Recently, it pulled back a little bit, trading around those 350s, 60s. So it is taking a major hit today. But if you just do go back a quarter or so, you'll see that the stock market itself, Goldman Sachs itself, has actually done pretty well, and it's actually risen nicely from where it was. But these are terrible numbers that we're seeing today.
Yeah, they, you know, their revenues from, you know, like you said, Pete, investment banking down 48%. We can kind of understand why, but you don't want to give them a free pass on it, because that is one of the areas where they're supposed to be able to make money. And the fact that it was a tough quarter, that people didn't really want to come to market, you know, because imagine trying to convince a CEO that they should come to market during the fourth quarter of 2022. It was not going to happen. But understandably, this is one of the things they're being punished for.